The middle class, once the economic stratum of a clear majority of American adults, has steadily contracted in the past 5 decades. The share of adults who live in middle-class households fell from 61% in 1971 to 50% in 2021, according to a new Pew Research Center analysis of government data. In today's video, we will be showing you the American middle class is at the end of an era. Without further ado, let's begin. The American middle class has long been a symbol of prosperity and stability. It has served as the backbone of the country's economy and society for decades. However, recent trends suggest that the American middle class is at the end of an era. The middle class is defined as households that earn between 67% and 200% of the median household income in the United States. According to a report by Pew Research Center, the share of households that are considered middle class has been declining since the 1970s. In 1971, 61% of households were considered middle class, compared to 52% in 2016. One of the main reasons for this decline is the stagnation of wages for middle-class workers. Despite gains in productivity, wages for middle-class workers have remained relatively flat since the 1970s. Adjusted for inflation, the median hourly wage in 2018 was only slightly higher than it was in 1973. Another factor contributing to the decline of the middle class is the rise of income inequality. The gap between the rich and the poor has widened significantly in recent years, with the top 1% of households seeing their income grow much faster than the rest of the population. This trend has been fueled by changes in tax policy, globalization, and technological advances that have shifted the economy toward high-skill, high-wage jobs. As the middle class has declined, so too has its political power. Middle-class Americans have traditionally been a key voting bloc, but their influence has waned in recent years as they have become less organized and less able to influence policy. This has allowed wealthy individuals and corporations to exert greater influence over the political process, resulting in policies that favor the rich at the expense of the middle class. The decline of the middle class has also had profound social implications. It has contributed to a growing sense of economic insecurity and anxiety among many Americans, particularly those in rural and suburban areas who have seen their communities hollowed out by job losses and economic decline. This has fueled a sense of frustration and anger that has been exploited by populist politicians and movements, both on the left and the right. To reverse this trend, policymakers must take bold action to rebuild the middle class. This will require addressing the root causes of wage stagnation and income inequality, such as increasing the minimum wage, strengthening labor unions, and implementing tax policies that redistribute wealth and promote economic growth. Policymakers must also invest in education and workforce development to ensure that workers have the skills and training necessary to succeed in the 21st century economy. This will require significant investment in vocational training, apprenticeships, and lifelong learning programs to help workers adapt to new technologies and industries. The decline of the middle class has also had a significant impact on the economy. As the middle class has shrunk, so too has consumer demand, which is a critical driver of economic growth. When middle-class families have less money to spend, they are less likely to purchase goods and services, which can lead to job losses and economic contraction. Moreover, the decline of the middle class has also contributed to a rise in debt and financial insecurity. Many middle-class families have been forced to take on debt to maintain their standard of living, such as through credit card debt, student loans, and mortgages. This debt burden has made it harder for families to save for the future and has left them vulnerable to financial shocks, such as job loss or a medical emergency. The decline of the middle class has also had a significant impact on social mobility. The American dream has long been based on the belief that anyone, regardless of their background, can achieve success through hard work and determination. However, as the middle class has declined, so too has the ability of many Americans to climb the economic ladder. Research has shown that countries with a strong middle class tend to have higher rates of social mobility. In other words, when there is a robust middle class, it is easier for people to move up the economic ladder. However, when the middle class is weak, social mobility tends to be lower, as opportunities for advancement are limited. The stakes are high. The decline of the middle class threatens the very foundations of American democracy, as it undermines the social and economic stability that is necessary for a healthy democracy. A robust middle class is not only important for individual economic security, but also for the health of society as a whole. It provides a bulwark against social and political instability, as well as a source of innovation and creativity. The decline of the middle class is not inevitable. It is the result of policy choices that have favored the wealthy and powerful at the expense of the rest of society. Reversing this trend will require a renewed commitment to the values that made the American middle class possible in the first place, a commitment to equality, fairness, and social mobility. It will also require a willingness to confront the difficult challenges posed by globalization, automation, and technological change. Ultimately, the fate of the American middle class is in the hands of the American people. We can choose to allow the decline of the middle class to continue, with all the social and political consequences that entails. Or we can choose to invest in the future of the middle class, to create a society that is more equitable, more prosperous, and more democratic. The choice is ours. There are also broader cultural and societal changes that can help to promote a more robust middle class. For example, promoting work-life balance and reducing the prevalence of overwork culture could help to reduce the strain on middle-class families. This could involve implementing policies that encourage flexible work arrangements, such as remote work or flexible hours, and promoting the value of leisure time and family time. Another important change would be to address the root causes of the decline of the middle class, such as the erosion of social trust and the decline of civic institutions. This could involve investing in public education, supporting community organizations, and promoting civic engagement. By rebuilding trust and strengthening social ties, we can create a more resilient and cohesive society that is better equipped to weather the challenges of the 21st century. Furthermore, it is important to acknowledge that the decline of the middle class has not affected all groups equally. Women, people of color, and other marginalized groups have been disproportionately impacted by the decline of the middle class. Addressing these disparities will require targeted policies and programs that address the unique challenges faced by these groups. Finally, policymakers must address the growing sense of economic insecurity and anxiety among Americans. This will require policies that provide a safety net for those who have been left behind by economic change, such as expanding access to healthcare, childcare, and affordable housing. The decline of the American middle class is a troubling trend that has far-reaching implications for the economy, society, and politics. To ensure a brighter future for all Americans, policymakers must take bold action to rebuild the middle class and address the root causes of its decline. Only by doing so can we ensure that the American dream remains within reach for future generations. So guys, let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. For more interesting content, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more awesome content. Have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video.